Games new to me. Please like and subscribe.
Hey guys, Rob here for Games New to Me. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. To my subscribers, a big shout out because I love you guys. Anyway, we finally have some good news. It's been a hell of a long time. Okay, I was an early adopter. Early adopters always have to wait for the good stuff. But anyway, I'm talking about Sony PSVR, PlayStation Virtual Reality. And I'm finally getting some news about Sony PSVR, which I am actually happy to talk about. I like VR a lot. I bought the PSVR when basically about a week after it came out, and I've enjoyed pretty much every title that I was able to get my hands on. Anything worth playing, like the demo disc was fun, the shark. You guys know, if you've got a VR, you went and played with it, then you've had the experience, it was fun. And then the drought hit. Oh my god, did the drought hit. There was nothing available for the PSVR, nothing worth playing, nothing worth doing, nothing worth going to the trouble of plugging in the equipment, putting it on your head, getting your headphones, setting everything up, standing there like you're going to go deep sea diving or something, and you turn on the game, you just bought it off the PS Plus store or wherever the hell you got it, and it's just crap. Or it's so badly done that it makes you nauseated. And yeah, there's been a few games that I felt nauseated on. That's not the norm. The good ones are good, but the bad ones, oh my god. I forget which game it is, but there was one horror title where they used the sickening yellowish gray color palette, I guess, and it was supposed to be sort of I forget the name of it now, but it was supposed to be sort of a horror game, and it made me dizzy, made me nauseated. Movements were so jerky and quick that that was just a horrible experience and money terribly spent. But what am I talking about? Why am I talking about PSVR? Well, I'm looking here on GameZone.com, and they have some news. And they say Sony Interactive Entertainment recently told Nikkei, it's a Japanese newspaper, or basically a Japanese news outlet, that it expects to expand its current PlayStation VR library significantly in 2018. Wow. Please let it be a good library. We've been waiting a long time, those of us who were early adopters. Anyway, according to them, an 80% increase from 150 titles to 280 happened over the course of a year. This news comes from the recent milestone of 2 million VR units being sold. That's right, folks. Sony has sold 2 million PSVR units, which is fantastic news, because in order to interest game developers in making games for the PSVR, there had to be a player base. Without a player base, what's the point? It would be just wasted effort when they could be working on other titles that were not PSVR or virtual reality at all. So yeah, 2 million headsets sold, that sends a message. It took a little while. It didn't take that terribly long. I mean, it feels like a long time because I've been waiting for quality PSVR games, but it really hasn't been that terribly long. Probably, was it a year and a half now? 2 years, because anyway, let's see. And like I said, they say that they sold 2 million VR units, and this likely comes from Sony's huge push to get VR into PlayStation owners' hands. They've even gone as far as offering in-home trial kits for selected PlayStation Plus members. How much you want to bet that those selected PlayStation Plus members were those who have really big YouTube accounts or really big social media accounts and promised that they would talk about the PSVR? Anyway, the biggest PR hurdle, as they claim, was all VR headsets have encountered is that even if gamers can afford the admittedly costly equipment, and yes, it is costly. When I bought it, I bought the $500 package. I went to the bank, pulled out a huge chunk of cash, went and got it, because I've been listening to the promise of virtual reality since the 80s. And when you grow up and something is hyped up so much, and I remember back in the 80s, there were TV shows about, science, this, that, the other, and I remember one of the shows, they talked about virtual reality, and it was just something that was at universities. It was these huge headsets that weighed like 100 pounds, so they had to be suspended with wires from the ceiling that you placed on your head, and basically it was just line art in virtual reality. So yeah, it's come a long way, and when you grow up with stuff like that, it just sounds so magical, you want to experience it. And as I said, the biggest hurdle, and as GameZone says, the biggest hurdle was lack of sales, lack of the developers knowing that this wasn't just a flash in the pan, one of those things that Sony tries and then forgets about. The issue may soon be relieved about the amount of video games, that is, as the 2 million mark makes it easier for game companies to participate in development of PSVR titles, making the return seem more worth the risk. In October, the price of the PlayStation VR unit dropped, which actually triggered companies like Capcom and Bandai Namco to publish titles for the device. Holy crap, is that welcome news. I cannot tell you how welcome that news is. Finally, maybe the payoff is coming. I just hope they don't come up with an upgraded head unit right now and making my PSVR obsolete, because that would piss me off so immensely. But I've heard no rumors of that. Don't think that I have. I haven't. I'm just speculating that my anger would know no bounds. GameZone kind of concludes with the PlayStation VR now features I thought it said platinum. It's not. The PlayStation VR now features a planetarium and the ability to watch movies in 360-degree space, which adds to the fact that the library of games will almost double in the coming year. Is this enough to sway you to drive? I can't talk today, guys. I am so sorry. No, actually, I can't read. Talking is fine. Is this enough to sway you to dive into virtual reality? Asks GameZone. Well, for those of us who've already dived in head first and fell in love with the system and virtual reality and all that stuff, yeah, this is freaking amazing news, because we're finally getting games. Finally, after all this time. Now we need some porn. But that's besides the point. No, we don't need porn. No, we do. We do. I was joking about joking. We do probably need porn. And you know why? Because porn is what sells units. It really is. It's great that Sony sold 2 million units. It's fantastic. It's great that we're getting games. But if you think back to the 80s and the VCR wars where you had VHS versus beta, and it was basically the porn industry releasing tons and tons and tons of material on VHS that made it a must-have item. People buy equipment for personal adult pleasure on certain evenings, or with a spouse, or without a spouse, or whatever. Well, this is not a porn channel. We're not going to talk about porn. That's not the issue here. My point is that the porn industry did sell a lot of VCRs, and if Sony made it more readily easy to use on the PSVR, it would probably move a hell of a lot more PSVRs than the 2 million they've already sold. So yeah, so we can expect in 2018 to basically have double the games. How many did I say? There will be an 80% increase from 150 titles currently to 280, which will happen over the course of 2018. And oh my god, that is fantastic news that I am thrilled to hear. Anyway, guys, tell me if you've got the PSVR. Tell me if you've just been patiently waiting for actual content to come out for this unit. Tell me your thoughts. I want to know how you guys have been dealing with PSVR. What have you been doing with yours while we waited for the sparse titles to show up? Because it's been sparse. It really has. I mean, there have been smaller studios that have been trying, but with just a couple of exceptions, there really has not been all that much for the PSVR. So you guys happy about this news? Have you already forgotten about the PSVR? Tell me your thoughts. Let's have a conversation about it. Personally, I'm thrilled. This is fantastic news for me. I'm happy. I hope that this news makes you guys happy, because imagine a world where virtual reality just becomes better and better and better, to the point where it's commonplace and the headsets shrink in size and the umbilical cord becomes smaller or wireless, which would be optimal. Jeez, can you imagine a wireless PSVR? That would be freaking awesome. But we got what we got. We need to be happy with what we got for now. We've got virtual reality that's consumer grade and relatively affordable. I mean, if you consider how much a headset cost in 1988, which was around $16,000, if not more, and my memory may be fuzzy on that, then yeah, the less than $500 price tag for a PSVR is pretty damn affordable. Anyway, guys, that's my PSVR news for the day. Hope that it informed you. Hope that you liked it. To my subscribers, Jesus Christ, I love you guys so much. You guys are the best. You make running this channel just so much more fun. This is not a business for me. This is my passion. This is my release. This is my place to just talk about what I love. And I love video games and everything to do with gamings. Yeah. Everything to do with gaming, and it's great. It feels so wonderful to have a community basically to discuss it with, and I'm glad that I'm also able to entertain you guys. If you just stumbled across this channel, this video, or me, can't I convince you to hit that candy-like subscribe button and give me a fighting chance to win you over full time? You'll not only be helping to grow a fantastic and previously mentioned community, you'll not only have my most sincere gratitude, and I mean that, but most importantly from your perspective, and if YouTube is working correctly, you'll always be notified whenever a new video goes up on the channel. This is Rob for Games New to Me saying, PSVR is finally paying off, and thank God for that. Until next time, guys, be good to each other, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.